Alright guys, welcome back to another video. This time I'm going to be covering the Ohma, our new melee weapon that we got from the update with all the frost, with this frost skin, the Tenogen, all the other stuff that came with it. But this melee weapon is going to be the talk of this video because these damn things are an absolute monster if you know how to mod it, as far as putting the right stuff on it, knowing the mechanics on how these babies go. So let's just get right into the build right here. Now, as you can see, this is my config B. As far as with my Ohma, this is a one Forma build. This is my second build as far as with my Ohma, using Berserker along with Drifting Contact. The only difference between these two is I got Berserker on this build, and for this one I got Spoil Strike and Condition Overload. Now this is my main build only because I'm increasing my damage output even more, but at the same time Condition Overload, this mod on these babies, oh man, it takes so advantage of it. It takes so much advantage of it because not only because of the status type, but the damage is gonna deal onto them. Now the Ohma is electric based, so you could build it for gas and have the electricity stun them and whatnot. Status is at 78%. Even though the critical multiplier is only at a 15%, I could build this for crit. That's what I have the config A for. But the reason why I like this setup right here so much is because when you get a stealth, when you do some stealth on these guys, and you could do this with Excalibur, you could do it with oh Jesus, escape me, Ivara, Loki, if you want to. But the reason why Excalibur and Mirage, those type of frames that you could get stealth multipliers on them, is because, man, when these things kick in, you could one shot pretty much high level enemies if you could line them up right. Now you can see those guys in the background right there. Now look at this shit. Now look at those numbers trickling off. He's gonna fall, he's gonna fall, he's gonna fall. I didn't hit him, but if I lined them up right, I could have one-shotted all of them, and the stealth multipliers would have kicked in along with the gas procs. They would have been dead in at least 2 seconds flat, 2.5 at best. So I could just run that shit again just to show you guys practically how I'm actually doing this. I'm aiming for their heads, and look at that shit, pop, and they dead. Now the reason why it's procking that quick is because, one, not only is these are dual wield, but once you hear the clunk clunk, like the 2 hits, it's procking twice. One crit on one on the Ohma, and the left one does the same thing. So technically it's a pop pop as far as with crit multipliers going off. And since I got gas, and we already know what gas does in this game, once it gas procs 5-meter radius, so proc whoever's within range will get a toxin proc on them, deal damage to them over time. These damn things are just downright nasty when you think about it. And I'm just gonna showcase it to you guys once again. Let me see, I'm gonna put 5 bombards in here just to showcase it again. Now these guys, they should end up the same way, same result. Pop them, they're already dead. See, toxic proc is on him as well. He's trickling down. Doop, and he's already dead. So, like I said, if you can line them up right, and if you have a good batch of them, and you just tend to just hit them like that, and let the gas proc kick in on the second hit, it could proc on the 2 hits. Because since the stash chance is so high, even though it's at 78, the electrical element on it gives it like that extra boost of status. And at the same time too, when they get hit with status, Condition Overload kicks in that quick on it, because once they got a status, the second hit, once I do that attack in the air, will just take care of them, just take care of the rest of them. So as far as with these Omas, people already saying, as soon as it came out today, man, on console, people were saying that, yo, it's the best melee weapon we have in the game so far. There's no melee weapon that could touch it right now. I'm like, what about the Legion? It's like, the Legion can't even touch these babies. And I'm like, psh, they literally, it's like, once you get going with these things, and the crit multipliers kick in, and at the same time using it on Excalibur, it's like, damn, bruh. You could just keep doing this to enemies all day. And since I hit him with that shit, as a result, he's gonna fall over, die. So you could one-shot enemies just by doing that. Now, if you want to use like Valkyr and do like a long survival with these puppies, it's no issue there. Like I said, I got 2 builds for this, so I could have my Valkyr, and I could go with this build, or I could even go with this build, because, you know, Berserker will kick in, it will do its thing, and so on and so forth. So just having those same dudes out there is not gonna be an issue. So since I got this build right here, let's just go to town on them. And they're already down for the count. Like, you can get rid of them so damn fast, because since it's electrical based, the chain effect, you gotta think of it like this when it comes to the Omas. You see how when Volt does his discharge and the electric effect kicks in, and everyone who's actually next to each other, and then Captain's kicks in, the electrical effect just keeps bouncing all over? That's technically, in a nutshell, what the Omas remind me of. It's like a discharge. Once you hit one enemy, they'll all be stun locked. And since with the gas proc, depending on how you build it, corrosive will take care of them, but the electrical element that it has, it will shock enemies like in place. So like, it really doesn't matter who is next to them or whatever the case may be, they'll just be stun locked, and the stealth multipliers will take care of them. So you could put out like number of dudes, it really wouldn't matter. And what the hell, they're actually fighting over there? I've never actually seen this. Yeah, they're actually fighting over there. I've never actually seen that before. But I'm still just going to be laying waste to these guys, only because I did not even realize that you could do that. Whereas you bring out different factions, and they'll for some reason start going at each other in the simulacrum. I didn't even realize they could do that. But yeah, as you can see with these Omas, man, they go in on these guys. And for Valkyr, it works on her. You could do the same thing with Loki. The only thing about it with Loki is that you need to be careful, because if they start fighting each other, having disarm, well, ready and disarm, and you start to go in there, chances are you're gonna die. So you need to really be mindful of your surroundings. You can also do the same thing with Mirage. Have a blind build with her as well. I don't even think I have a blind build with her, but you could do the same thing as far as getting off her prism, and then whip these out, and then just go crazy on enemies. So let me see if I could do that shit with her before they end up, you know, killing me and owning me. So got these dudes out here. As you can see, they're somewhat stun locked, but once you get them going, so see, the duration is really good on this. As you see, one shot him, he's dead. So it's really nice with these Omas. Now, I could have one shot them right there, only because I don't got condition overload on this build, because again, corrosive doesn't have that AoE procking like gas does, but corrosive is there just to get rid of the armor and stuff. But you already know where I'm going with this as far as with the Omas. Like these things are just downright insane. So I'm just gonna do it one more for you guys, you know, one more for the road. Let me see. You could really do it with Equinox as well if you can get every one of them dudes to sleep. So let me just go into my knife form here. It should work with Equinox as well. It should work. So let me get out those heavy gunners again. Okay, yeah, they're out there. Get them to sleep. And then boom. Now you see, so when you do too much damage, as you see, you wake them up. So, okay, he just ended up dying. You see, the electrical just kicked in on him, and he just died in the background. So, yeah, you could do it with Equinox, but see, the thing about it is that when you do so much damage, and when the procs start kicking in, they will wake up, and once they wake up, the stealth multipliers will be gone. So you're gonna have to end up finishing them up just like that, but it's really no problem because the electrical element of these weapons will shock them, have them there stunned, and you could just end up cleaning them up like just how I did. So these puppies, man, they are really something, and they're arguably the best melee weapons we have in the game so far right now.